You won't believe what we've got today. So go ahead, grab a seat, smash that like button, and let's dive straight into the news. Because what's happening behind the scenes with our Las Vegas Raiders is enough to give any fan chills. A legend just arrived with a message that could change everything. A possible return of a familiar face might shake the entire Raider nation. And in the middle of it all, one draft pick could define the franchise's future for years. But hold on, there's also a shocking twist in the offense that nobody saw coming. Are we about to relive the glory days? Or are we going all in on the wrong pieces? It finally happened. After years of empty promises, questionable trades, and head coaches who didn't understand what the silver and black truly stand for, we finally have someone who respects and honors the Raiders' legacy. Pete Carroll, the man who built a dynasty in Seattle, is now wearing black. And that's not all. Mark Davis didn't just hand over the keys to the veteran coach, he also brought in John Spytek, one of the most respected executives in the league, to take charge of the strategic vision. You know what that means? The era of improvisation is over. But hang on, the most impressive part isn't even their arrival. It's what's happening behind closed doors. Carroll showed up with a speech that'll hit any true Raider fan right in the heart. I grew up knowing the legacy of the Raiders. I knew Al Davis. I know what this brand represents. It's global, it's historic, it has soul. You can tell he's not here just to fill a seat. He gets it. He feels the weight of our jersey. And more than that, he's not looking to relive the past. He's here to build a future, a lasting, winning future. And the key? His partnership with Spytek. Carroll made it clear. The coach-GM relationship is the most important one in any NFL franchise. And he's not talking about a formality. He's talking friendship, chemistry, trust. They've been spending hours together studying every corner of the organization, getting to know the locker room, the players, the fans. He spelled it out. I'm listening, I'm learning. I want to be a great partner. That's not common, that's rare. And when it happens, it works. But the million-dollar question, can they turn this ship around before it sinks for good? The fan base is split. Some are fired up, finally feeling like we've got real leadership. Others more cautious, and rightfully so, remind us that our last fresh starts ended in heartbreak. But this time, something feels different. Carroll isn't a coach riding off into the sunset. He's a leader with fire in his eyes. And Spytek? He comes from Tampa Bay's Super Bowl winning front office. He knows how to build a roster. He knows how to play the game behind the game. The rebuild is just beginning, but it's already smelling like a revolution. Now, here's the big question. How are they going to build an offense around Geno Smith, the new QB in town, with a wide receiver room full of question marks? Because what's about to go down could flip the entire season, and it comes with a name Raider Nation knows all too well. You know the kind of news that stops you in your tracks, makes you look at your screen and go, no way, is this really happening? Yeah, that kind. Raider Nation is buzzing with the possibility of a homecoming. Amari Cooper, that's right, him. Drafted by us in 2015, and despite a messy exit, he left a mark. And this isn't just fan talk. The American media has started seriously speculating about a Cooper return to Vegas. Will Ciccone of Pro Football and Sports Network said it straight. The Raiders are one of the top potential landing spots for the veteran. And it makes sense. Our wide receiver room is, concerning. Jacoby Myers is consistent, but he's not a WR1. Trey Tucker flashed some potential, but he's still a gamble. Devontae Adams, everyone knows he's been traded to the Jets. And the top receiver from last season, Brock Bowers, a rookie tight end. Yep, our aerial attack was led by a rookie TE. No wonder Geno Smith hasn't earned the full trust of the fan base yet. Now picture this, bringing Amari Cooper back won't solve everything, but it solves a lot. He may not be the 200-yard guy anymore, but at 31, he's still got gas in the tank, especially if he's not the focal point. With Bowers getting the bulk of targets and Myers as a secondary option, Cooper could bring that perfect mix of experience and technical route running this offense desperately needs. And more than that, his return would be a storybook moment. The kind of narrative that fires up a fan base, builds identity in the locker room, and lights that fire of redemption. That spark that turns a regular locker room into a brotherhood. Of course there are risks. Cooper has struggled with injuries the past few seasons. He's not as explosive as he once was. But so what? We're not asking him to carry the offense. We're asking him to contribute, mentor, help Geno Smith settle in, speed up the development of younger receivers. And let's be real, with the cap space we've got left, it's possible to craft a smart deal, short-term, performance-based, with playtime incentives. If he delivers, great. If not, it doesn't. Sink the ship. That's the kind of calculated risk smart teams take. And now that Spytek and Carroll are in charge, smart is the new standard. Raider Nation is already moving. There's a fan campaign on social media. Mock-ups of him in silver and black, even highlight videos from 2016 making the rounds. The hype is real, but hold that emotion for a second, because what's next could shake things up even more. The draft. And the name heating up behind the scenes is already dividing fans like we haven't seen in years. The clock's ticking. Just days left until the draft, and the pressure is building in Vegas. The number 6 overall pick is a golden opportunity, but it's also a massive burden. And right now, the hottest name on the board is Ashton Jeanty. The explosive running back turning heads behind the scenes could be the new face of the franchise. But is that the right move? Let's break it down. Jeanty checks every box. Burst, vision, balance, tackle breaking ability, and most importantly, the game-changing factor. Imagine him running alongside Raheem Mostert, the newly added veteran. We go from one of the worst ground games in the league to a legit backfield threat. The kind of impact you feel week 1. Week 1, but not everyone's sold. Jeff Schwartz, former player, a now Fox Sports analyst, released a mock draft projecting the Raiders to select Armand Membo, an incredibly technical offensive tackle with long-term starter potential. According to him, it makes more sense to protect Geno Smith right now than to go all in on an RB, especially in a class that's deep at that position. And that's where the debate heats up. Membo is talented, sure, agile, great with blocks, and known for his football IQ, but some scouts raise a key concern. He doesn't have prototypical NFL tackle size. So do you spend the number 6 pick on a guy who might end up playing another position? Fans are split. Some want Jeanty no matter what. They're tired of 2-yard runs and hopeless third downs. They want firepower. They want impact now. Others argue that no QB can thrive without a solid O-line, especially not a veteran like Geno, who isn't exactly mobile. There's also a key detail. The Raiders hold another early second-round pick. So theoretically, they could grab Membu or another solid OL later and lock in Jeanty now, if he's still on the board. But that takes sharp market reads and ice-cold nerves. One wrong move could cost the season. Spytek and Carroll know it. They're looking at everything, including trade options. If a team at the top wants to move up, do you trade down, stockpile picks, and still walk away with Jeanty or Membo? One thing's for sure, whatever the choice, it'll define the tone of this new era. A fresh start needs wins to prove it's not just another desperate reset. And while the nation debates whether to run with Jeanty or protect with Membo, a bombshell just dropped. A new name has emerged as the frontrunner to be the Raiders WR1. And this could change everything. Take a deep breath, Raider fans, because what comes next could flip this offense upside down. The draft was supposed to be the final step. Fill the gaps, strengthen the core, define the identity. But when it comes to Las Vegas, nothing comes easy. The latest report hit like a thunderbolt. The franchise might be pivoting its focus, and the running backs could be the ones to pay the price. One side, there's pressure to draft Ashton Jeanty, the explosive back who could revive one of the worst rushing attacks in the league. On the other, there's growing obsession with a name dominating the whispers. Tetairoa McMillan, the 6.4 wide receiver, is rapidly gaining traction as a top draft target for the Raiders. And here's why it matters. McMillan isn't just tall and physical, he's a contested catch specialist, a nightmare for secondaries, and has a rare skill. He forces misses even on short routes. In this new system, with Pete Carroll calling the shots and Chip Kelly as OC, a player like McMillan could be a total game changer. Tyler Sullivan of CBS Sports poured gas on the fire. The Raiders need wide receivers more than they need running backs. They didn't trade a third-round pick for Geno Smith just to hand off the ball 35 times a game. They need reliable targets. McMillan could be that guy. And now the doubt hits hard. Ginty or McMillan? Ginty supporters have the numbers on their side. Under 85 rushing yards per game in 2024. No consistency. Brutal third downs. No play action threat. Mostert is solid, but he can't carry the load alone. And in Carroll's run-heavy philosophy, that's a problem. But the McMillan crowd fires back with a powerful point. You can find promising RBs in round 2 or 3. But a WR1 with McMillan's traits? Rare. The fact that our best receiver last season was a rookie tight end says everything you need to know about the state of our WR room. Behind the scenes, it's clear Spytech is thinking long-term. A trio of Geno Smith, McMillan, and Brock Bowers could form the core of a modern, aggressive, and unpredictable passing offense. If the run game becomes the complement, great. But in today's NFL, if you can't throw, you can't win. This is a high-stakes decision, and it's coming fast. The fans are torn. The front office is locked in. And the draft? The draft is about to decide everything. So now, with the tension in the air and emotions running high, the question remains, which need is more urgent? And are we fixing one hole only to open an even bigger one? 4 storylines, 4 decisions that could redefine the future of the Raiders. Pete Carroll brings hope, but will his chemistry with Spytech translate to results? If Amari Cooper returns, is it redemption or relapse? In the draft, do we bet on Ginty or protect Geno with Membo? And now, with McMillan in the mix, do we soar through the air or risk collapsing on the ground? The rebuild is underway, but the path is still uncertain. Now I want to hear from you. Are the Raiders finally on the right track or about to repeat the same mistakes? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button and subscribe, because this is about to get wild.